Hey, this is Kurt the Boat Doctor, Mr. Chivy, Jimmy, Mr. Jimmy, that's Big Jim. This is a little smokercraft, 16-foot 2022 smokercraft Pro Tracer, 162 right back there. These are good little boats, great for crabbing, bay, rivers, lakes. 2 people, you can put 4, you know, it's just cutting down the room a little bit, but you do have a big bow. And I do a lot of my crabbing. I swing that window open. Now I'll do it up here because this is a live well, and that keeps all the mess up here. So when you're done, you just take a dust broom, get all the grass and throw it back in the legs, and it doesn't get hid behind your batteries, stuff like that. So when I'm by myself, I just go up there and then dump it in, throw the pot back, and then you can store your pots up there as well. 2-inch ball, got the long safety chains on there. You got a swing tongue. Looked like a pretty good galvanized trailer. Top, sides, backdrop sitting right over here. You got your breeze cover, 703 control box, I think. Yep, it's in there. You got a 50 horse inline 4-cylinders. These are little powerhouses, 50-60, basically the same motor. If you need that extra little oomph, sometimes it's playing like an Marina, then you do the 60 horse. But this 50 is plenty for this boat. Oil drain right here. You got your water spew here. And I did learn something the other day, a little tidbit. Like I said, it was a little dental floss pick. You keep a couple of those in your glove box. They had little barbs on it. It does a good job if they ever plug. Use my drain plug. You got a step there. You got anytime you see a cap like that on a smokercraft, that typically means it's got a live well, and that's up front. And that back there is a drain, 11 pitch prop, inline 4. Your trim's right here. Okay, on this right here, this ain't bad, but don't put grease on this. There is grease fittings on here, about maybe three of them. Corrosion axes. It makes it like ice, nothing sticks to it. And if you get done with everything, rigging, and cinch this up and close this thing down just a little bit, just keeps like rainwater and stuff to go inside your boat. It does have a little bit of reverse to it. It's got a good V up front. Again, and then they got the load guides. So this trailer was kind of special built for this boat. If you notice, those are welded on. And then you got carpet on your rails here, so that acts as a load guide too coming in, so you don't bang up and scar up your boat. Got zinc internally, every cylinder on the block, stainless prop shaft, drive shaft, 2 coats of clear, 2 coats of primer main paint, special paint. These here are a stop. When you use those, just a heads up, on this motor you could use them. It's not, just barely push it until it just touches there. Don't keep doing, because Yamaha don't cover that. If you put too much pressure on the bigger one, those things will just pop and break on you. Okay, then I normally trim the motor down just a hair like that before I put it in the water. Got storage box seats. You got a little grab handle. That's kind of unique, you know, to hang on. You don't see that too many in these. That's the first one I've seen. And they actually got drains. They got smart in the corners. You put little weep holes so those things will drain. A lot of times they don't do that, and then they fill up with water. Fuel tanks right there. If you want to put in your drain plug, say you forgot, and you have to always keep a spare in your glove box, you can just take that cap off. You can reach down there and put your drain plug in from the inside. So that's kind of a cool deal. Cleats. You put cleats on the side, up front. Whoa! Hey, you gotta love that. Then there's a 10 micron Yamaha water separator. Change that once a year, no matter what, and stick with Yamaha. You got like a 5-layer paper element on it, so say you had water in it, you could probably get the water out a couple times and the motor would still start. You get the other ones that got a 1 or 2-layer paper element, maybe one time, and then you can't even fire up the motor once you get the water out. Okay, just be careful of the decal coming in, you know, so you don't hit it. I mean, they're just stick on. You can get new ones, I guess, but if you have your bumpers out there, you shouldn't have to worry about that. And you do learn something new every day. I tell you, I learned something the last 3 days, kind of stuff I look back at and I said, gee, man, I should knew that years ago. But here's a little good food for thought. Okay, delivered a boat up in Bandon the other day. You know, not too bad, 22-footer. Anyway, from 18 foot on, when I used to order boats, I always made sure if, you know, the 18's up, I had automatic bilge pumps, you know, which is a good deal, and here's why. The other day, hey, not proud as, or I'll say it, I'll admit to it, I had a lot of boats and I forgot to put the drain plug in. right? But I always carry them in my pocket. It's not a big deal. But I backed the boat in, and I was just telling these people about these automatic bilge pumps. So I backed it in, and all the water started hitting out. Right then, that boat was still on the trailer. I said, oh, no biggie. Pulled it out. Up, put the drain plug, backed it in, then the bilge pump finished pumping it out. Then I normally have two, then I'll have a manual one in there. But that automatic bilge pump is a good idea, because if you back in, you hear water coming out, still on the trailer, still hooked up, you can just pull it out, put the plug, and then back in again. Now the guy said, here's another good one. He said, well, now I got salt water in there, what do I do? I said, well, you got water hose, just put some water in the back, because you didn't really get that much water, up into the boat. Just put it in there and drive around a little bit and use your bilge pump. But if you have a wash down, it's the same principle. I told him, I said, well, are you going to use that wash down over there? Oh, yeah. And I said, where do you think that water is going to go? He said, well, I don't know. Where? I said, in the bilge. So that water is going to go back and forth in there. So every once in a while, you should probably just put a little bit of water, fresh water in the back, put your plug in, drive around, up and down some hills, shake it around, then park up a hill and pull that drain plug and put a little salt away or something in that, and that will protect, underneath the floor fuel tanks and stuff. Most these little boats have plastic tanks. So, but anyway, that's it. Just a little tidbit for you. I'm going to the water. I'm in a rush. I got boats to do. Oh, Dr.